हेलो एवरीवन। आज मैंने सोचा है कि एक नया सीरीज शुरू करूंगा जहां पे मैं पढ़ाऊंगा एसी वर्मा का सिलेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस, ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप क्वेश्चंस जो एसी वर्मा सर ने बुक में बहुत अच्छे से डिजाइन किया है, सो दैट स्टूडेंट्स हैव ए क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स एज वेल एज द कॉन्सेप्ट्स रिलेटेड टू दोज क्वेश्चंस. So let us start without wasting any time. First question that is mentioned in objective type question. This is the objective 1 of AC Verma book. So we have first question. क्या है first question? पढ़ते हैं. This is the from the chapter Rest and Motion Kinematics. A motor car is going due north at a speed of 50 km per hour. A motor car is going due north at a speed of 50 km per hour. It makes a 90-degree left turn without changing the speed. The change in the velocity of the car is about 50 km per hour towards west. Option B. 70 km per hour towards southwest. Option C. 70 km per hour towards northwest. Option D is 0. Option D is how much? 0. Now, we'll go for first question. So for solving the first question, what we need to have? We need to have a idea about change in velocity. Change in what? Velocity. See, this is a question of vector rather than kinematics. If you have clear idea about vectors, you can solve this question very easily. देखते हैं question में क्या बोला. So how do we draw? How do we draw? The first question arises, how do we draw north, south, west and east in the plane? So this is north, this is south, this is west and this is east. North, south, west and what? East. This is how you draw the directions in the board or in the copy. अभी क्या बोला है? पहले पार्टिकल किस तरफ जा रहा था? ड्यू नॉर्थ. ड्यू नॉर्थ. तो पार्टिकल वाज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स नॉर्थ. Particle was moving towards north. Particle was moving towards north. With what speed, sir? 50 kilometer per hour. 50 kilometer per hour. It makes a 90-degree left turn. This is the initial velocity. This is the initial velocity. It makes a 90-degree left turn. 90-degree left turn मतलब पहले नॉर्थ में जा रहा था, फिर घूम गया किस तरफ? वेस्ट की तरफ. सो दिस इज द फाइनल वेलोसिटी. दिस इज द फाइनल वेलोसिटी. अगेन 50 किलोमीटर पर आवर विदाउट चेंजिंग द स्पीड. मतलब वेलोसिटी का मैग्नीट्यूड. वेलोसिटी का मैग्नीट्यूड पहले भी 50 था, बाद में भी 50 है. बट वी रिक्वायर टू फाइंड आउट द चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू स्टडी द क्वेश्चन, टू रीड द क्वेश्चन. चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. वेलोसिटी इज अ वेक्टर क्वांटिटी. अगर वेलोसिटी वेक्टर है तो अगर डायरेक्शन में भी चेंज आ रहा है देन देयर विल बी चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. मैग्नीट्यूड हियर इज कांस्टेंट, फाइन, बट द डायरेक्शन हैज चेंज्ड. सो इफ द डायरेक्शन हैज चेंज्ड, दैट मींस वेलोसिटी विल चेंज. वेलोसिटी विल चेंज. वेलोसिटी विल चेंज. नाउ we have to find change in velocity. So this is, sir, V final. Change in velocity means V final minus V initial. What do we understand by change in velocity? Let me write here. Change in velocity का मतलब होता है delta V. Delta V is V final minus V initial. V final minus V initial. V final minus V initial, what I can write? V final plus of minus V initial. है ना? That means you are adding two vectors V final and minus V initial. So V final तो वेस्ट की तरफ है, V initial ऊपर की तरफ है. तो अगर V initial ऊपर की तरफ है तो माइनस V initial होगा नीचे की तरफ, मतलब साउथ की तरफ. अभी ये दोनों को ऐड करना है बाय ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ वेक्टर एडिशन. सो दिस इज योर चेंज इन वेलोसिटी. व्हाट इज द चेंज इन वेलोसिटी? V final plus of minus B initial. This is the resultant. This is the what? Resultant. Now what will be the value? Now what will be the value? Can you find out? Can you find out what is the magnitude of the change in velocity? See, this is a right angle triangle. This is a what triangle? This is a right angle triangle. So if this is a right angle triangle, you can use Pythagoras. That will be root over 50 square. That will be root over 50 square plus 50 square. That means 50 root 2. What is 50 root 2? 50 into 1.4. That means it is coming out to be 70 kilometer per hour. 70 kilometer per hour. It is coming out to be 70 kilometer per hour. Now comes the direction, because changing velocity will be a vector quantity. So if this will be a vector quantity, now we have to find out the direction. तो डायरेक्शन के लिए मान लो ये एंगल अल्फा है, तो अल्फा का वैल्यू कितना होगा? tan अल्फा इक्वल टू परपेंडिकुलर बाई बेस, परपेंडिकुलर बाई बेस. So this was my minus B initial, this was B final, this was 50 kilometer per hour, this is also 50 kilometer per hour. That means it is going to be perpendicular by base, that is 50 divided by 50, 1. So alpha obviously equal to 45 degree. 45 डिग्री का मतलब 45 डिग्री का मतलब exactly southwest, exactly southwest. That means we have found out the magnitude as well as the direction. Option B, 70 kilometer per hour towards southwest. So this is the first question of objective 1 in A.C. Verma sir's book in the chapter Rest and Motion Kinematics. Similarly, we are going to discuss each and every numerical of objective 1 and 2 and some selected questions which are must for getting into the depth of the chapter of kinematics, and similarly entire mechanics of volume 1 and volume 2 given in A.C. Verma sir's book. So we are going to cover the selected questions of A.C. Verma sir's book in this series. There will be short lectures as well as long lectures in which I will try to cover video solutions of selected questions of the book. Thank you very much.